Hi, I'm Rodney, and I'm going to show you some shortcuts you can take when you have a skeleton that solves everything but the E-slice, and you're looking for the insertions to finish the solution. I'm just going to walk through a couple of examples, but it basically boils down to two tricks, and the first trick is only pay attention to the E-slice. So here's my skeleton, here's my scramble, and so this is the state of the cube when I enter DR, and I'm just going to look at the E-slice and see what the state of the E-slice is. Well, I can solve it with a B2 L2, so that means that the net effect of my scramble and everything I did to get to DR is an L2 B2 on the E-slice. So I'm going to write that down in front of my skeleton, L2 B2. And the second trick is to use rNISS. So rNISS, you might recall, is when you execute, take an empty solved cube, execute the second half of your skeleton plus the scramble, and then the first half of your skeleton, and then get to the middle and you solve it in the middle. So we're going to do that, and we're going to pay attention only to the moves that affect the E-slice, which is these two, and we're going to ignore the U moves. So here's my solved cube, and I'm going to start with this L2, and then I'm going to execute my rNISS is going to be this L2, and then this L2 B2, and etc. So I'm going to take it all the way to here. So L2, L2, B2, R2, F2, R2, B2, B2, L2. So I've rNISSed to this point, and I'm stopping at all of the UD moves because that's where I can make insertions that will cancel. So I ask myself, can I make E-slice insertions that will solve the E layer with an L2 move? And the answer in this case is no, because I need two moves to solve the E layer, but I only have one. So, okay, no problem. So then now I'm going to back it out to the next D2. So I'm going to do L2, B2. So now I've rNISSed to this point, and I can ask myself, is it possible for me to solve the E layer using a B2, L2, L2? And it is possible, because what I can do is I can do an E prime. So I can insert E prime here, and then I would do a B2 L2, and then an L2, and then I insert an E here. So that's all I have to do. So that will solve the E layer if I just make those insertions. And so E prime doesn't cancel with D, so it's going to be +1, and E doesn't cancel with U, so it's going to be a +2. So let me keep looking. So I'm going to go back to my rNISS, L2, L2, B2, R2, and now I'm going to look here. And I ask myself, can I solve the E layer using with E-slice insertions plus these moves? And I can so I can check all the possible E-slice insertions here. I'm going to start with the one that cancels 2. So let's just say, what happens if I do an E2? And then I can do F2, R2, B2. Now can I solve the rest with B2, L2? And I can. So here's my other solution. That's an E2. Then I can, so then I executed these moves. Now I'm here. I can execute an E here. And then B2, L2, L2, and then here's another E. So that's going to be another way to solve the E-slice. And this one, so that cancels 0. This time the E is going to cancel, so this is net 0, but this is still +1. So this is a net +1 solution to the E-slice. And I'm done. I know that there's no more possible solutions, because my only other option is to insert an E-slice like here or somewhere where there's no cancellation, right? If I inserted one here or here or here, it would be at least +2. I found a +1 already, so that's the best I can do. I basically checked all the possibilities. One more example. Here's my skeleton, here's my scramble. I look at the E-slice. I can solve it with a B2 L2, so it's the same case as before, L2 B2. There aren't that many solutions or possibilities, but here we have the same one as before. Fine. I'm gonna rNISS, but since I end with a U here, I have a kind of a zero move. I have a zero move ending sequence because I want to be able to insert e-slices here and here. So my rNISS is actually just going to be that L2B2. So it's solved cube, L2B2, and oops, how about rotating it right? L2B2, FRF, RL. Okay, now can I solve the E layer with an FRF? No. So FRF is a corner swap, so it's going to be two diagonally opposed corners, and here I need more than that, so that's not going to solve it. I can back out the L. Now I can ask myself, can I solve it with an L? I need to set up a diagonal swap here, which I can do if I change this face. So I can insert an E, move here, and then I have L2, and then FRF, and I'm solved, and then there's an E prime. So there it is, and that's a +0 solution. I don't have to look anymore. So that's the rNISS e-slice trick. I find this method super fast, really intuitive, and it's exhaustive too. So I hope it helps you out.